Three, two, one, let's go. Hello and welcome to the Reiser Virtual Cheese Awards 2026, showcasing the best in British and Irish cheese. My name is Jonathan Piercy, and I will be attempting to control these two ladies as we work our way through judging the category that is protected designated origin UK cheese. I got there. I will let them introduce themselves. So we'll first go to Dan.
Hi, my name's Dan Bliss and I work for Paxton Whitfield, the UK's oldest cheesemongers. We've been going now since the 1700s and I've been a cheesemonger for over 20 years.
And we will then move on to Kerry.
Harry Cryer, Brinkworth Dairy. We have the oldest pedigree Frisian herd in the country, established in 1910 by my great-grandfather. We make cheese and I judge cheese.
There we go. Beautiful. So we have changed the scoring ever so slightly this year. So it's a fairer way of rewarding all the cheeses in each class, not just focusing on the winner. It's a 50-point system. So you get 10 points for appearance, 10 points for aroma, 10 points for texture, and then 20 points for the flavor. You get 45 points and above is a gold, 40 to 45 is a silver, and 35 to 40 is a bronze. The highest scoring cheese goes through to the live Supreme Champion final. There can only be one winner going through from this category, and that is on the 17th of June. So we will move on and start with our cheeses. The first cheese, ladies, is A1 181008.
This cheese is fairly pale. I have a wedge and I have some rind along one edge. It's mainly it's a closed texture. And Dan, with your vast experience on your cheese counters, what category do you think this cheese might belong to?
I was worried you were going to ask me that one. Until we break into it, goodness, I'm not sure. It could be a white Cheshire. It could be one, it could be a Gloucester. Quite tricky to know at this point what on earth it could be, but I guess that's
the ladies of the Cheese Detective Agency will get to.
Okay, so appearance, what do we think?
Very clean textured. It's beautifully white throughout, or sort of like that golden white. I'm going to say it's not like a pure white that you'd expect from a sheep's milk or goat's milk. It's definitely cows. But I like that it's a very simple look. Do you know, like it's not
Overly
trying to do bells and
complicated, or
whistles.
yeah.
It's not overly complicated. It looks very clean to me.
9.
Yeah, I think it's a really pretty piece of cheese.
Fantastic. Where are we headed
Beautiful.
to next? Is
Onto
it?
the smell, ladies.
Okay. It's really pleasant. It's subtle. It's kind of fresh.
There is a little bit more cheesiness there than I was expecting. For this sort of territorial category, I often find what you would look at as a white cheese like this, I would assume would have, you know, quite yogurty forward notes and all the rest of it. But this actually has a bit more cheese, if you see what I mean, like that sort of that classic.
Like a cultured butter.
Yeah, cultured butter. That's a good way to go about it. I like that.
Shall
What
we
do we
give this
think on the score?
9?
8.5.
Perfect.
I'd like it to give me a little more.
Okay. Then
Yeah,
we are on to the texture. So get stuck in.
very yielding.
Again, I think this one has been in backpack potentially, and I do wonder if that's adjusted the texture slightly on there. I don't know. I'd expect it. Just feeling the paste, I wonder if it's sort of a bit more closed than I would expect.
Yeah, as I break it open, I get separate kind of crumbles of
Yeah, is it crumbling more?
quite satisfying. I'm gonna do the mouthfeel now.
It's a little drying, but again, that's what I would expect, I think, from a territorial cheese.
So 7.5 on the texture.
Yes, I think that's fair.
Beautiful.
Now the flavour.
Oh, here we go.
I was surprised because on the aroma, on the appearance, it's so delicate. And then when you taste it, I haven't had a minute to work out how to describe it yet, but there's something really strong there. I can't immediately describe it. I was just surprised there was so much there, given how subtle our journey's been to this point.
Yeah, it's almost like It's a really olivey quality, like a briny olivey, like that.
Oh, that's a brilliant
No.
way, brilliant way to describe it. Yeah.
Mm.
Struggling.
It's like, yeah, black olives in brine.
So what do you think score-wise?
14?
13.5.
Okay.
Okay. We're on to our next glorious cheese, which is which one do you say you're going to next? Sorry, Kerry?
Please can we have 1177?
1177.
Okay, so I've got a wedge of cheese. I think, yeah, I don't think it's cloth bound. I think this is the cloth from when it's been in the mold.
Okay.
That's my thoughts from it. And it hasn't developed any sort of natural rind on it. I've got it's a little bit dry, but I think that's just a transport thing rather than being able to blame the cheese.
Yeah,
Put a
mine's got a little bit of blooming, but again, I think it's just a transport.
Put a little bit of blue. There is inconsistency in the color of the paste. I've got an area that's kind of white, chalky white, and then the rest of it is mainly this rich, buttery yellow, looking quite
Pull it back a
supple.
little bit for me, Kerry. There
So
we go.
it's kind of, yeah,
Oh,
so
I see, yeah.
it's a of white that looks quite chalky, and then the rest of the cheese looks supple and rich butter yellow. There's hot eyes all over it. How's yours looking?
Yeah, it's very, very similar. I mean, I'm leaning towards that this is probably a Gloucester, a single, just based on just what I can see from the texture that's like bounce to it, the size of the cheese.
Yeah. So would you say an 8 for the appearance? 7?
I personally don't love the rind. I feel the rind looks a little bit unnatural in comparison to the style of cheese. So I'd probably be looking more towards a 7.
Okay.
I would like to see a little bit more, a little bit something of more interest on the rind, personally, I think.
7 it is. Aroma.
Release the bloodhounds.
Remember to breathe out and in, Carrie.
Yeah.
It's subtle. It's like light milk acid, clean.
Very clean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, quite high on the minerality.
7, 8.
Is this flavour?
No, aroma.
No, it's aroma.
Aroma. Yeah, I'd be happy with a 7.5. Split it in the middle.
Okay, we're on texture now.
Texture it is.
I think handling the cheese, it's very satisfactory. It's got nice elasticity and give and breaks apart.
But it still feels natural. Sometimes when you have those cheeses that have got a slight like elasticy quality to them, they can almost feel sort of plasticky and rubbery. But this one still, I think, has a good amount of give to it.
It's a pleasant mouthfeel. It coats your mouth.
Maybe a little bit grainy for me.
So 7.5.
Yep, 7.5 is fine.
Okay, and flavour.
I like the warm milk. It feels like it may be a skimmed cheese. As in, it doesn't have all of that fat there for me.
It's still very clean milk, light sort of flavour.
Yeah, it's very pleasant. It's one of those, like it's really pleasant, nice eating. It's a lunchtime cheese for me rather than a dinner time one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very posh way of putting it.
Packed in a way,
every time of the day.
Clean and milk flavour. Would you say it's quite mild?
Yeah.
I don't mean a negative way. I just mean, it can have lots of complexity but not be super strong.
And I don't even think it's that mild. I just think that maybe I'd be looking for a little bit more depth, I think,
right, okay,
for this style of cheese. So for me, from a flavour profile, I'd probably be pitching it at a 15.
Yep.
15?
What do you think, Kerry?
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's go.
we get the blues. Woo woo.
Right, we're on to the big stuff now. Which one are you going with first, girls? Girls. Sorry, that was weird.
1170.
1170. Beautiful.
No problem. I
Um,
started out an incredibly organized, and now I've just got so much open cheese around me. It's a bit crazy.
Nice,
Look at that.
You need to employ a cheese tidier upper person. This
I
one
do in the shop.
This one has blue like tree branches in
Yeah.
spring, and everything's blooming and fully flourishing. It's not. Yeah, you can see the holes on the side where it's been pierced to allow the air to get in and out so that bloom all can grow. Sorry, interrupted you, Dan.
That's all right. It's quite tight veining for this style of cheese, isn't it? Obviously, different cheesemakers have slightly different vibes, and this style of veining to me looks very, very close. It looks very blue. It's going quite towards the edge of the rind as well. With many of this style of traditional blue cheese, you'd expect that bluing to begin a good half-inch into the cheese, whereas this is almost right up to the rind.
To the rind, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think score-wise then?
I think it's very pretty.
8, 9, 8.
8.5. Split it in the middle.
8.5? Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, we're on to Aroma.
It's very pleasant. It's clean.
There's a little bit of like that musty cellar ammoniac-y on the rind, but again, very typical of this style of cheese. I wouldn't see that as a fault. That was what I would expect on this rind, and it's not overpowering in any way. So I think it's the cheesemaker's done well to keep it as low as it is. And I think it's also worth noting that obviously this has travelled, and we're judging on a warm day.
Yeah. Yeah, it smells quite sweet. 8.5.
Yep, happy with that.
Okie dokes.
Okay, texture, get stuck in.
So my piece is quite soft. I think this is probably because I've had it out of the fridge now for a couple of hours, which is obviously a delicious way to enjoy it, but it feels softer than I would expect for this style of cheese potentially when I would have it on a counter.
Okay.
But I don't think that's to the detriment of the cheese. I just think as I cut into it, it's slightly not as tight.
Yeah. And like you say, is that largely because of how long you've had it out, or is it largely because of, yeah?
I think it's just that I've had it in a warm room now for a couple of hours, and honestly, it's delicious for it. But
well, it's very smooth, creamy. So texture-wise, 8.5.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Fantastic.
Lovely. And then the big one, Flavour.
Oh.
It's a lot more blue moldy than I expected it to be. It doesn't have the double cream quality that I would expect of this cheese. It's quite mold forward.
That ties in with what you said with the appearance of how dense veining it is. So maybe.
Which is obviously personal preference with this style of cheese, that there is a market for both a heavily veined blue and a lesser veined blue. So that's not a negative note to the cheesemaker. That's just an observation.
Yeah. So on the taste, 17.
For me, it's still, there is a little of metallic and a bit more sweetness. I think I'd be happier at a 16.
Okay, good.
Meet in the middle or 16?
16 is fine.
Okay. Last but definitely not least.
118.
1181.
Look at the colour of that rind.
Oh, the rind is beautiful.
Orange there. And
Look
orange and blue are opposite on the colour wheel. So it's really exciting to see this orange rind next to all of that blue.
It's nice, very pretty.
Yeah. A bit more blue veining towards the center. I have got some gaps with no blue in. I mean, there is a lot of blue there, but it's not completely even in my sample.
I'm okay with that, though. I don't mind the sort of that lowercase organic. I'm not not organic, but like the slightly more the less uniform quality around that veining.
Lovely. So appearance wise, 8.
8.5.
Yeah, 8.5.
8.5.
Okay.
Okay. Aroma.
A bit more to this one, I think.
Yeah, the mustiness in the center.
But a bit more cooked sweetness too, maybe.
Yeah.
Eight 8.5.
8.5. Sounds like it smells lovely. Okay, texture.
Appearance is really.
Yeah, it's very crumbly. It's much more crumbly than the other one. Again, mine's a little bit soft, but I think that is more that I've given it a good amount of time to come up to room temperature.
It's smooth, it coats your mouth.
It's got a really nice there's a Scandinavian word, isn't there, that when you bite into butter it leaves tooth marks. It's like it's that texture of like biting into cold butter.
Yeah, I use that description, but I didn't know there was a word, so I need to find that word out.
There's a Danish word, or maybe Swedish word about like when you put so much butter on your bread and you bite into it and you leave
Like
tooth
cartoon
marks.
teeth marks.
Yeah,
I need to find that word.
but that's also like a texture and a flavor profile as well, and that's what this is giving me, even down to like the rye bread note on on the cheese as well. Are we on flavor?
No, we're on texture.
Texture, got you.
9.
Yeah, happy 9.
Beautiful. And then last but not least, we are on the flavor.
It's the sea salt I can taste. Quite sweet.
There's something a bit smoky, almost like burnt toast on there for me.
So scoring for the flavor, 18.
I'd be happy with an 18. It's really delicious.
Ooh.
Well done.
Okay. The blues have been dominant.
Yeah.
The winning cheese is the last cheese just ate, which is number 1181.
Fabulous.
Great job.
I think that was a cracking category. I would like to thank Butlers for being our wonderful apron sponsors. And I would like to thank Miller's for our fantastic crackers as modelled by Dan and Kerry. Thank you very much for you two wonderful judges for taking your time out to eat a load of cheese and talk about it. And don't forget to make sure that you get ready for June the 17th for the live Supreme Champion final. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.